Good morning, Guam. What's going on? It's Friday. It's time for another segment of Fit AF, fitness and fun. And this morning's subject is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be talking about a lot of fun stuff. I'm Julius Cesar Santos in studio. I've got James Sardea. I got Tom Ikigami. I got Jeff Rios, three gentlemen that I kind of, know throughout my experience, throughout my career here in Guam. And you gentlemen, you just recently completed your OCR training. That is the obstacle course racing. And so we see a lot of these things. As far back as I can remember, I remember the Spartan Race. I know there was another challenge similar to that, but then fast forward today, we have our own local versions of it. We've got the Trench Challenge coming up, but before we talk about that, I really want to talk about this OCR training. For those of you that's obstacle course racing, and as an adult, that's something that I see as like a fun game that adults can play versus a kid going to, the playground. We got the monkey bars, we got the big toy in the middle with all the different elements to it. And so if you could just tell us a little bit about obstacle course racing and what goes into the getting the certification for the training part of it. And you were just mentioning that you guys got to run the race. So let's talk about why you guys, first of all, what drove you to get the training? Why do you enjoy obstacle course racing so much?
Wow. Well, as you know, we run Trench Challenge. James is one of our elite athletes, and he actually qualified in 2017 for the World Championships, and we went to Canada together. But as we evolve and develop our program, we wanted to step it up a notch. Every single time, every opportunity that we can get, we want to be able to offer something more to our community. So there was an opportunity for us to get certified by the World OCR Federation this past weekend in Manila, which is a lot closer than having to fly out to Philadelphia, right? So we took this opportunity to do that, and we're like, well, while we're at it, let's just race Jeff and I were like, let's just do the 5K, So we ran the second Asian OCR Championships, and just for fun, but we were in the age group category, and I think we did okay. We didn't finish last, so.
And we were actually talking about that before we went on the air. When I think about something like that, it's not something, at least in the beginning, it's not something that I'm like, oh, I really want to win. I want to experience this. It sounds challenging. It sounds adventurous. You know what I mean? It's your own little way to go on an adventure without having to put yourself in any kind of true peril, true danger. And so after that race, how did you feel, and what was the impact that it had on you?
I think after every race, you feel like you've accomplished something. Like if you go out there on that course and if you're able to do an obstacle that you weren't able to do previously, it's a big accomplishment.
So let's talk about, and we'll ask each of you guys, what was the obstacle that gave you the biggest challenge? After you overcame it, what was your perspective of it then? Were you able to develop a mentality and a technique to get through it?
I think that would be Jeff to kind of cover that, man.
Yeah, it was pretty tough. I just did the Spartan Race earlier this month in Cebu, and I didn't do much training for obstacles. I mean, you think they're pretty easy actually when you watch it, because you were a kid once. You were 9, 10 years old, playing in the park, and hopping on monkey bars are easy. Not 40 years later. not 140 pounds heavier. So times have changed. Your strength and your power to weight ratio obviously changes a lot. But I think when you, after doing Spartan and pretty much gauging what I can and can't do, coming up to this OCR event, I did change up a little bit of my workout in the last 2.5 weeks or 3 weeks. It's really not enough time to make dramatic changes, but I can say there was an obstacle or two that I couldn't do in Spartan that I did at OCR. And you're basically looking to progress. You're basically wanting to improve for your personal best. I'm not out there to be, I mean, maybe someday, but love to be an elite athlete like James. He's awesome. He can, he's out there actually, racing against time and racing against other athletes. For me, it's more of my, racing against myself, trying to test my ability on what I can and can't do, and then trying to make some changes. Definitely, Tom and I, we've been working on Trench Challenge for 4 years now, going on 4 years now. And I'm just the guy on the outside looking in, trying to figure out how to, build something or make something, and maybe put distances between obstacles to try and make it safe. This training taught us a lot of things about layout and and you know how to make prevent some bottlenecks, prevent some issues that we're going to have at Trench.
Right.
So we really learned a lot at the training. But you know, for me, I'm used to just looking in at the sport and just trying to better the sport. So actually doing the event just brings a whole new respect for the athletes and for anybody who comes out to do it. It'll change your life. I've started a new diet yesterday too, so I'm on a low no carb diet. Started something different. I'm really trying to change up my lifestyle. I've got a goal for the end of the month on certain weights that I want to be. So yeah, you know, if you haven't done it, you should do it. And when you do it, I can guarantee you that, you know, if you even have a little competitiveness in you, even if it's getting to the stoplight and, you know, something silly like that, like getting to the next light before the car next to you, you've got some competitive heart in you.
Right.
And you're going to want to do this. You're going to want to go out there and challenge yourself. Not so much challenge your friends, but you can make it a friendly event.
Absolutely.
Go out there with your buddies and go do it.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. I actually was supposed to do it with a good friend of mine, the Spartan event, but something came up, and I'm just ragging on Tom right now.
And so you're like, man,
Yeah.
I got to do this by myself.
Yeah.
Right?
But it was fun. You know, my wife was there with me, and it was great. You know, it's a great family event, and you know, it's nice to hear people cheering for you. I had all kinds of people out there helping me through the course,
Right.
and everybody becomes your friend. Everybody becomes your co-athlete. So it's great. I had a great time.
Because you're an athlete now.
I really love how you talked about how it when you say it changes your life, and for anybody who hasn't experienced that out there, it's really impactful, and the metaphor is almost like life, because there's going to be obstacles in life. There are going to be challenges that you don't know how to overcome, and throughout the course of it, and you have to figure it out. But fortunately, in this kind of environment, in obstacle course racing, because of the fact that everybody who is there, the shared interest is either curious or excited about wanting to go through this. And so, like you were mentioning earlier, Tom, it's a very encouraging environment. Despite the fact that you may form a team to go through it, each individual has to get through each obstacle, right? It's not necessarily that you can do it together. We can be there encouraging you, but you got to do this right now. We need you to get over this wall. We need you to get through that pit, whatever it is. And you saying you're coming from it as not being an athlete, and you're like, oh, and my eyes are open, my mind is open, my body was destroyed, and so I am willingly making this choice to change my eating habits. You know, my whatever it is, the patterns that you were taking that were not benefiting you in a physical way, right? Because you said I'm looking from the outside in. When I actually did it, profound experience, so much insight now, and it's also going to improve how you collectively, the three of you, put together this trench challenge in a way. Because now you're like, okay. Now I understand how to make this more attractive, how to make this more manageable for people who've never done it, but still keep it competitive, still keep it challenging. You're coming from, as he said earlier, an elite athlete. You've trained all your life. You've been a trainer all your life. You've been a competitor all your life.
Yeah.
So what is the perspective for you in approaching the obstacle course racing? So for somebody who's an athlete in another sport or in another arena, and they're trying to test their fitness in obstacle course racing.
And with obstacle course racing, what's so good about it is it's fun. It's like you're just being a kid trying to get over these obstacles. So for anyone to do it, anyone can actually do it, because we used to be kids.
Right.
We used to like jumping over something, climbing over the bars, and as being an athlete in on it, it just wants you to become better at it and making sure, trying to get other people into it.
Right.
That's why we did the course for coaching, because now I want to try getting more athletes into it, more people on Guam to get into it, because it's actually, like what Jeff was saying, it's a lifestyle change. Changing your lifestyle with fitness, getting yourself working out, doing things that are coming out of your box, and making sure you just want to push yourself. Like we've been doing it before. We've trained in CrossFit, we've done other things.
Right.
And we keep on going. There's no stopping into what your knowledge you can get from any sport. From triathlon, from Xterra, from mountain biking, or from OCR. OCR is like one of the fastest growing sports right now. So that's why I got in on it, because it's something new and it's something exciting, something fun. You can be a runner. Just any runner can actually be an OCR OCR participant. And because maybe competitiveness, of course, I want to go against not just the clock, against other people. But anyone can do it. Anyone can it's just getting over like any obstacle in life. Getting over the obstacle that's right in front of you, take it step by step, learning from other people, learning from coaches, and also learning from each other,
Right.
helping each other out to do it.
Yeah.
So that's what everyone needs to understand. It's a life-changing experience when you finally get into it.
Now, when you say anybody can do it, we'll clarify, and he's not saying like anybody can do it and then win. Is anybody can actually go through this obstacle course racing and finish it, and you'll be okay. You'll
Yeah.
survive. You know,
Yeah.
There's also the
event.
Paralympics, even
Yeah, during this event, I mean, we do something like that. We accommodate the Special Olympics team, and
how
they've been
cool.
a part of Trench Challenge for the last few years. And actually, they're training along with us at these training camps that we're doing, and they're getting ready for this year's event. But going back to the Asian OCR Championships, they're actually doing a simulation for the Southeast Asian Games. So OCR just became a part of those games, which is pretty big. I mean,
Yeah.
it was never part of those games, so now it is. And later this year, they're going to have the first OCR at the SEA Games, and during that time, they're going to also have the Paralympic Games with that.
Very
that.
nice.
So,
yes.
they had para categories in the 100 meter, 400 meter, and those athletes were going through it. And you got guys with one leg, guys that are blind, you know,
Climbing
guys that
walls.
climbing
Climbing
walls,
walls.
doing
Doing
rigs, just like
rigs.
they're like, whoa,
Amazing.
you know,
Doing a
I mean,
balance
you-
beam.
balance beam on one leg.
Yeah.
I was
One
going to
leg.
say with one leg.
Amazing.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
leg,
Very
no
inspiring.
eyes.
Yeah.
So if you're sitting down there and you're like, I can't do that,
Yeah.
you can do it.
Yeah.
It's really it's the mental aspect of it, and it's really cool how you've been doing this. Asia, we forget about the Asian market. We really look at the U.S. and what's going on there and what's popular, what's trending. There's 2 billion people in Asia, over 2 billion people in Asia, and when something goes viral, so to speak, right? It really blows up, and we have to think about the opportunities that are created there. So as entrepreneurs, you've created this Trench Challenge, which has cultivated interest in this new style of sport, if you will. That it's an amalgamation of all the different fitness aspects that people like, so it kind of attracts people from all different realms, right? You
Definitely.
talked about a runner going through it. Imagine your time for a 5K. Now that's going to be greatly increased when you do a 5K with 20 obstacles in the middle. But then when you go back to running a regular 5K, like your mind is freed up and your body doesn't have to do anything else, so you're going to fly through that 5K.
you fly through it.
Right? Because you're
Yeah.
like, I'm used to having to get through all these other things. So it complements
Definitely.
whatever sport you specialize in. And then you come and you do this. You've created opportunities. You also did something for individuals with disabilities, which is a beautiful thing, because when somebody is in that situation, somebody has to live the rest of their life like that. When you give them an opportunity to be independent, give them an opportunity to tackle something that challenges them, I mean, you help to improve their quality of life like
Definitely.
that. Not only in the fitness level, mentally,
Mentally,
they get to
confidence
meet
levels.
people. There's camaraderie.
Yeah.
There's a community aspect to it, and it's not like we're pandering to them. It's because anybody could use that in their life, not just individuals with
Yeah.
disabilities, but everybody else. So I think that's really. Let's talk about Trench now, and what can people expect from it, especially considering you've got the training, you've got way more insight.
What can you expect?
I mean, I'm not putting you on the spot
Yeah.
and this sort of thing. Like you have a whole new insight now into this competition that you've been a part of. And
Oh, definitely.
so
I
when
think-
people
yeah.
come to the next Trench Challenge, how should they prepare, right? And what can they look forward to? I know you don't want to give everything away per se. So
No,
just
I think from this month of learning a lot about learning more about the sport, it's a lot of core strength, right? And it's a lot of grip strength. So you got a lot of time. You have I want to say
2
7
months.
weeks, right?
7
Until Trench. I would if you really want to help prepare yourself for something like this, I'd work on the very minimal thing of learning to hang.
Yeah.
Strengthen your grip. Just get a bar,
Very important.
hang on the bar. Work
So
on
nice.
work on increasing your hang time. I do 4 sets of hanging on the bar, and just get your watch out. Have someone help you, and just let the watch run, and see if you can build your strength to hold on for a minute. Minute is very
Yeah.
short, but when you're hanging on the bar, it seems like
it's
an
a
hour.
lifetime.
Yeah,
Imagine
I
you're
mean,
hanging on
even
a ledge and nobody's
25
there.
seconds takes forever to come.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I would definitely work on that, because at least, if you're having any doubts, you've got some time to think about it, because you've got the grip strength to hold on.
Yep.
And so for me, core strength, lots of sit-ups, is important. And it's a lot of pulling exercises, so it's a lot of back and it's a lot of bicep if you're strong. But the grip is so important. I've got one of those ring grip things in my car.
Yeah.
I do that every single day.
Same here.
Every stop I
car.
make while I'm driving, I switch hands and count. Every day I do that. You know,
Right.
now I've been doing that for over a month, every single day.
Right.
And you know, it's just something to help improve my grip. I know how long I can hang, you know, because I can hang.
Yeah.
But
literally. Is there a bar around here? I'll
but
show
I-
you I can hang.
but, you know-
I mean like bar, not
bar hang, not hanging out at the bar, but yeah, exactly. Not
types
hanging
of
out at
bars.
the bar, but bar hanging, and you know,
Yeah.
I can hang out at the bar too, but
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just it is tough, and you know,
We also,
I made my wife do it yesterday, so we're, you know, I'm trying to get her to hang on the bars for a while so she
And she's
can
mad at
just
you
build
right
some
now.
strength.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. She's not one to go out and do this because she didn't like to get hurt. But I think eventually over the next
Right.
year, I guarantee you'll see my wife out there. 'Cause,
And I think that's key, and I'm glad you brought that up because we should address that when people are worried about getting injured,
Yeah.
and that's why you prepare for something like this, or at least that's why you kind of do your research on what you're getting into, you know, because part of that fear is not knowing of,
Yeah.
you know, what to expect and what you're going to go through. It's extremely challenging. You have to be straightforward. I love the hanging aspect because then again, the metaphor for life, right? You got to hang on for dear life. So I wanted to ask, when you're hanging, are you relaxed and it's a lot of grip, or do you kind of engage your whole body? Is there this, right? Like, are you tightening? Are you squeezing the glutes? And,
You have to-
right?
you have
and
to
engaging in the
squeeze,
lats,
engage.
right? And
Yeah.
your shoulders are not just hanging down. You're kind of
Total-
activated on it.
There's a number
It's
of
both up
things,
and down.
you know. I
Yeah.
mean, if you're strong enough, of course, the nice thing is to get it to that lock
Yeah.
mode
the
position,
bicep
of
lock,
course, the
yeah.
lock
Right.
position. But you know, right now we're working on just learning how to grip, right?
Right, yeah.
For
I mean,
me,
you're starting
yeah,
from the ground
you
up.
know, James could probably do that for a long time. Hang extended arm, he could probably do it all day.
Right.
And he's very strong. But you know, for some guys that are just learning, you know, I mean, carrying your own weight, you don't realize.
Yeah.
You know, you
a lot of
walk
work.
around all the time.
Right.
But you know, even when you run, you know, you're running, you're putting a lot of weight on those legs, and so it's hard, you know, and you know, you'll build to it, but you're also at the same time while you're trying to do this, you're also, you know, stretching and hurting the tissues, right? So they're gonna get a little weak. So you know, you're gonna start to feel a little discouraged, you know, like the first couple of days, the first few days of doing this, you're gonna feel, man, I'm sore, I'm so sore, I don't want to do it anymore, or you know, but you gotta, the body needs to heal, you know, give it a couple of days.
Yeah,
let it heal.
recovery is really-
recovery is key, you know, and we learned a lot about even recovery, you know, we learned a lot about even downtime, we learned a lot about rest time.
Yeah.
James, this is totally nothing new for James. I mean,
Right.
he's a trainer, he knows. But for like Tom and me, man, we can't wait till Sunday comes for our rest day, right? We want to start our party Saturday night and have a great time because we work. I mean, I work out 6 days a week. It's tough.
Yeah.
But even that, you know, we learned you can't take a break. There's no such thing as a rest day. It's called an active rest day.
Yeah.
That means you got to get out on Sunday and go do something, even if it's a
Yeah.
walk in the park. You know, even if it's a 5-mile walk, you got to do that.
Or you can go
So
and
then, you know-
like clean the yard and, you know.
That's
but
true.
You're,
Something.
You're being
Something.
active.
Active.
You're being
Yeah,
mobile.
yeah.
Go to the
Active
beach
recovery.
and swim.
I,
Yeah.
I didn't
called
even
active
think
recovery.
I didn't even think there was a big deal with I mean, I don't know.
So does that have to do with like
Oh,
lactic
man.
acid buildup if you're
Well, it's
just,
just-
still and
because your body needs the time for recovery, especially if you're doing like right now. I can see my body needs to take a break
Yeah.
from all the workouts because I work out at my gym.
Yeah.
So best thing to do is I can't wait for this weekend to take a break because there's no racing this weekend. But I know it's coming up. Like we also problems. We got things to learn
Yeah.
because we have the trench
Yeah.
cut. We have the trench camps coming up.
Yeah.
You know, we have to
Awesome.
teach
We're
people.
actually, we're already
let's
on-
talk
on
about
our,
that.
We're on our fourth one. We have one this weekend at the racetrack at 4:30. Our guest coaches are going to be Jerry Gutierrez and Brian Johnson. Johnson's going to be heading to Vermont in the middle of this month to compete at the North American OCR Championship.
Fantastic.
So his feature's kind of cool. He actually placed second overall at 2018's Trench Challenge Elite Division. So-
Nice. And
Yeah.
so explain what what the trench camp is.
So it's a training camp for those that have already signed up for the event, and we offer it for free, just to get everybody ready and kind of conditioned for what to expect on the course.
Right. So,
So
you're,
we'll teach them.
it's a way for you guys to give them exposure to the trench, the elements of the trench challenge to
Right.
maximize their performance.
Right.
Right.
Last year we solely did it at a gym. We did it at James's gym, but this year we're mixing it up. We're doing it at a gym or up at the racetrack, so they kind of feel the exact
Yeah.
location. You know?
Yeah, you're going to be outside. You're going to be exposed to the elements, you know, and it's that really nice full aspect of competition, right?
And the trail running. That's
Yeah,
the
the,
thing.
the
Yeah, trail
terrain too
running.
is very unique
Yeah.
up
Yeah.
there. You know, it's a
Yeah.
mix of dirt to gravel to
Rocks.
you know,
Right.
so,
Wood
you know,
chips.
wood
So for
chips.
those
chips now,
going
yeah.
to the camp, how can they be ready for the camp? Like, you know, attire and things like that. Obviously, most people coming to these camps know what it's like. Yeah, I gotta wear, you know, comfortable clothing, stuff that, you know, shoes and whatever. I'm running on that surface, right? You gotta be prepared for that.
Shoes that won't fall apart, tire laces tight, and, you know, comfortable. Of course, not something that you're not going to overheat in.
Right.
It's kind of warm up there.
Very important.
Rain or shine, we're going to do it. I mean,
Nice.
you know,
It's rain or shine.
Rain or shine, you know.
Yeah.
Because during the race, it's rain or shine, and that's where we get our mud. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
Bring
okay to
extra
get a little
clothes.
dirty
Bring
sometimes.
bring,
Bring
a little
extra
extra, yeah, bring
clothes.
some extra clothes, a towel. There's, you know, running water up there so you can rinse off.
Nice. Of course, the coaches are going to take them through the warm-ups and everything.
Definitely
like that.
warm them up, and then if there's
Safety
any
is
questions,
key. Yeah.
safety is number one for
Yeah.
us. Even during our course designing, we make sure we don't build anything, you know, outlandish. I mean, I know some obstacle courses have these huge obstacles that are just there for wow factor, but there's
Yeah.
no functional, you know, use for them,
Right.
really. So we'll have obstacles, but they should be doable. I mean, if I could do it, then I'm pretty sure anybody else could do it.
So you're saying the obstacles that you guys have chosen to put into the trench challenge, there is a functional aspect to each of them. So it's-
Definitely.
don't worry, you're not going to come up and there's going to be like a mini volcano with lava coming out of it.
Yeah.
At what point in
Jump
life am I
over
going to
it.
do this?
Or
So
something.
just avoid that.
Yeah, or some 30-foot, you know, wall or something like that.
Right,
You know,
yeah.
like, how can I do that?
And then
You
a
know,
full, yeah.
Not
right.
everybody's a ninja warrior, so.
True.
I'm not an actual ninja. So you know, we'll start to wrap things up now, and I guess if let our viewing audience know Trench Challenge, where they can sign up, how they can sign up, and then a message to them.
Sure. Trench Challenge, the date for the event is September 29th, and you can register on trenchevents.com. The website will take you to the links to register, and there are 4 categories to participate in. There is an elite division for the elite runners. This is a qualifier for the OCR World Championships. The second one is a 4-man challenge, and that is we've actually shortened the distance for this year. The 4-man challenge is going to be running the same distance as the recreational, so it's only 4 miles. And we have the recreational division, which is open to anybody, and there is no requirement to complete obstacles. And it's go at your own pace, and you can select your own start times. And then we have, lastly, the Special Olympics start time. If you join this start time, you'll be running with the athletes together with them, and all the funds raised in that start time will be donated to the organization.
That is fantastic. Really quickly, give an example of finish times for the elite. What was the second one again?
4-man challenge.
For the 4-man challenge and for the recreational. What are like the average times in those 3 categories?
Well,
What's an elite
That's a
time?
little hard to gauge.
Yeah,
because,
it's hard to
we
gauge.
change the course up,
Yeah,
you know.
Oh, okay.
We'll add
change
new things.
So over the years, it's actually fluctuated.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
So it's
That's
not-
very cool.
That
That's
will
very cool.
change if we do something like
Yeah, we
a
add an
100
extra
meter
loop,
or
or-
you know
Yeah.
we start
Right.
to format to
Oh,
like
man,
a
it'd be great
federation.
if
It's
we
been
talk-
getting longer and
Federation,
longer,
yeah.
so it's
It'd be
good.
great if we talk again in like 10 years so you collect more data.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Then I ask you that. And because I love that aspect, because you change the course every year, there is no average time.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
And, you know, from a fitness perspective and from a challenge perspective, that's great.
Yeah.
September 29.
Yeah.
Cool. What is the cost for signing up so that people can, you know,
Right
gauge
now,
that? They can
it's-
prepare their wallets for that.
We opened up the registration back in February, and it was $50, but now it's $80 for
Right.
the recreational division. So price chart is online. You
Right.
can check that out. And I was told that KUAM is going to have a team, and you're going to lead it.
Very good. Breaking news. I'm just finding this out.
Right.
Fantastic.
You're gonna need it.
I gotta get ready. I got 7 weeks.
Go hang.
Right? Yeah.
Right.
Go start
Gentlemen,
hanging.
I want to thank you so much for your time this morning. I think that obstacle course racing is really one of the greatest and the funnest ways and most challenging ways for an individual to compete. Again, like you said, you're either competing with others or you're competing with yourself. That was a great way to put it. And we're looking forward to the Trench Challenge. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, dude.
Thank
Right
you.
on. Friday Fit AF. Thank you guys so much for watching. And we hope to see you at Trench Challenge. I'm Julius Cesar Santos. Adios.